Hey guys, Max2015 here. Welcome back to another episode of Boom Beach. First of all, I know I haven't posted in quite a few days. I've just been busy with personal stuff. So, that's the main reason why. I have been playing every night, unfortunately. And tonight's a special video, I suppose, because we hit 1,000 and 1,800 victory points. If you've been checking the leaderboard, you'll probably see my name up there a couple of days already. But this is the video that actually got me there. So I wanted to share it with you guys. I was able to record it live. The gameplay so you guys can see the way I use my gunboat energy, and I also kind of edited some parts where there's a lot of waiting, like tanks sniping at the HQ, for example. So let's just get straight into it, and you guys will see what I'm talking about. First base is the left hand. It's a base that we've attacked several times in this channel. Let me just readjust a little bit my screen here. I'm just scouting here for now. This was pre-recorded a couple of days ago, so the gameplay is a few days old. So 10 ice statues, masterpieces boosted with a doom cannon, which is great. If it had a laser beam, it would have been much tougher. I would have to use heavy Zuka, but because it had a doom cannon, RZCM is the way to go. I mean, obviously, we just kind of blast down the 2 rocket launchers. Ooh, what happened to my volume? There it is. Blast down the 2 rocket launchers, and then we're gonna just get ready. Notice that I'm going with a 3-3-1-1 ratio, so 3 boats of heavies, 3 boats of Zukas, 1 boat of medic, 1 boat of crowniers. I had to drop 1 artillery right on those mines because a patch of 4 mines is just too deadly for rifles, and then drop some critters on the remainder of the mines there, and just kind of let them start moving into the base. So as you can see, I've already wasted a lot of GB on critters alone just to trigger the mines. I had to freeze up the flamethrower and rocket launcher because they were going to do a lot of damage. And at this point we're good. Now the troops have made an actual wall. They're actually moving onto the base. We're actually starting to do some serious damage. The Doom Cannon is just picking up 1 or 2 of my rifles at a time, and then when it starts going for the critters, it's even better. It just buys us a lot of time. My only big concern now that the first rocket shot launcher is coming down is the second rocket launcher, which is all the way up there on the left side. And my troops are starting to thin down quite considerably, so I was forced to throw a shot bomb right on top of those 2 mortars, let my troops keep on moving. Notice that shot launcher is just relentless on me, so I had to throw a shock on it, and then just kind of hope for a few Zukas to get to it, and then start shocking it. Notice I only have 7 rifles left at this point, and once you lose all your rifles and your Zukas are exposed, the game can get very dicey. So in here, I was just pray for a little bit of luck. I could have thrown a shock, but I opted for critters instead. I had a feeling that I was going to prolong the raid a little bit longer, and they actually did. I mean, all the defenses are just aiming straight for the critters. So this was my Hail Mary pass with only 2 rifles left and a handful of Zukas. Flared them straight to the machine gun. That mortar took 1 good shot, lost a whole bunch of my Zukas there. And then after here, I was just praying that they would really go for that mortar before I shot the next shell. And right there, it came down. The mortar aimed at the medic, which was good. It got only 1 Zuka with that last shell. And at this point, we only had 8 Zukas left, and we just go ahead and snipe on the HQ. So, it came down a little bit closer than I expected. I thought it was going to be a little bit easier, but things don't always work out the same way, right? So from here on, I'm just going to cut this piece here. There you go. So only a little bit of health left on that HQ. 3 smokes to celebrate, and then the HQ will just come down in a matter of 3 seconds. Let me just take a sip of coffee. Alright, good. So that was left hand. So we can just move on to the next base now. Chang Cow. So this is a base that has 10 ice statues, and up until maybe like 5 or 6 days ago, he had all 10 of them boosted, if not 9 of them boosted, and it was just a miserable base with a laser beam. This time, all of his boosts ran out, and his laser beam changed to a doom cannon, which doesn't really affect us much. And the worst part is, I don't know why he just put that shield generator right in front of the HQ, in front of the base. Really, it's right on the shoreline basically. So it was just going to be a piece of cake. Just put down all the troops, spread out wide. I did clear as many mines as possible just so that my troops would survive, and then I kept on throwing critters directly on the mines. I wasn't too concerned with this particular raid because once the shield generator comes down, I mean, the rest of the base was going to be easy, and it had a doom cannon, so it wasn't going to affect us much. So we just move in. The raid will be quite sloppy, honestly. It's going to be a sloppy raid, but the whole point is to just try to get the raid done. My troops are thinning down. I've lost a lot of rifles already. So critters straight on the HQ, try to distract them. I needed those shot launchers to go. I mean, there's still one rocket launcher all the way in the back shooting at us, but I didn't really care much. I mean, 10 ice statues is still a lot of ice, even though they're not boosted. But at this point, look, everyone's on the HQ. I had a huge amount of Zukas. I only lost 5 Zukas total in here. Have I? 4 Zukas, actually. So, not bad at all. So, Chang Cow, I'm glad I finally got to beat him, because every time he spawned on my map with the 10 boosted ice, it was just a nightmare. It's like, I can't even attempt it. Now, this base was a tough one. Never be alone. This is a global base, 1,635 victory points. 6 ice statues, all 6 of them boosted with a double shield layout. So I blasted the rocket launcher in front of the HQ, and then put all the troops down on the bottom right. Let them gather a little bit of GBE on that sniper tower before we flare to that tiny little corner. You'd be surprised that your troops can actually stand in there. Reverse smokes at the end. I had to sacrifice a few guys to eat those boom mines. Nothing I can do. I didn't want to waste any more GBE. And then from here on, we have to get those critters ready. As soon as the smoke's about to clear out, we're going to throw a pack of critters to distract the shot launcher, and then shock the rocket launcher there, because that rocket launcher was actually getting to a lot of my Zuka. So because on the first few attacks and first few attempts, I was trying to get shock the shot launcher rather, but this time I went for the rocket launcher, and it worked out pretty well. More critters, more shocks, and then my troops are starting to clear up all of the defenses around the base. One of the shields is already down, if you notice, and now I just need them to kind of spread out because they're still bunched up pretty close together. This time I shocked the 2 mortars, flamethrowers, and the second shot launcher, the one that's on the left side, and just let my troops kind of open up. 4 mortars chugging shells at you directly along with the 1 rocket launcher is absolutely deadly. I don't know really how I survived this attack. I just did somehow. I had to throw a medkit on the group on the left side, just so that the shot launcher would target those rifles and leave the Zukas free for shooting, or free to shoot. And now I don't have much GBE, only 11. I have enough for I was waiting for the shield to come down so I could get a medkit to throw it on the troops on the left side. See how I'm just tapping, waiting for it. There goes the medkit. Save the life with those Zukas in there. Because once that group dies, the shot launcher is going to automatically retarget into the group of Zukas in the middle. So it could have gotten pretty wrong. It could have gone pretty wrong very quickly, but it worked out well, so I'm glad about that. So that was Never Be Alone. 6 boosted ice, pretty tough base. I love when I'm able to take bases like that. Mosa is a base that we've also taken down. I forget where he's from. It's from Europe, I know. So this base has 7 ice statues, masterpieces boosted, so it's still quite a lot of ice. And whenever they have the masterpieces boosted, that's still a lot. So we took down the 2 rocket launchers, I believe. 2 rocket launchers or 1? I think we took down 2. Put the troops on the bottom right, and we're gonna use the same strategy as of Never Be Alone. So just take down the shot launcher, the sniper tower, I'm sorry, on the bottom right, and then smoke them to that tiny little corner in between the residences, with reverse smokes at the end to try to protect everyone. Oh yeah, so we took down two rocket launchers. So this time will be easier. Plus he has a lot less ice considering. So critters right on the mines. If you notice, there were a patch of 3 mines next to that residence, and then shock the rocket launcher again along with the 2 mortars. So all the big splash damage was done. Then I throw the second shot, a little bit delayed on the shot launcher to try to buy my troops a little bit of time. And then getting ready, my troops are starting to spread out. A med kit next to that flamethrower because we needed it. This base had more troop damage than the last base though, I think. Did it? I think it did. Okay, and now my troops are starting to spread out. Most of the base is gone now, which is looking pretty great. We have a big wall of troops, critters right on the HQ, and you know they're just gonna start beating away at that HQ very soon. Once I got the last shot, I throw it right there to stop the boom cannon, mortar, and the shot launcher there. And I noticed a position on the rifleman right next to the shot launcher, and that's wonderful because the shot launcher will actually start targeting only those rifles, leaving that huge amount of Zukas to shoot. And I was able to get enough GBE for a medkit, which is great. So notice the mortar, the shot launcher, they keep shooting at the rifles, but they keep on healing. So the Zukas are just free for shooting, and then that just came down really nicely. So 7 ice statues, it was a pretty good raid in my opinion. So that was Mosa's base. Is it 7 ice? Yeah, it is 7 ice. Sometimes I don't remember. Don't mind me. So next base, I can't really read this base, but the name, not the base. I think this base only had 3 eyes, so it wasn't that much. Otherwise, I wouldn't really go for a corner base like this with RZCM. Yes, 3 eyes. I think all 3 of them were boosted. I can see the 2 masterpieces by the trees in the upper left there. Maybe he had 4. Yeah, he may have had 4. I don't know. Or 5. I don't know. People need to just expose their eyes so we can, so we don't have to guess around. Anyways, we took down the 2 rocket launchers, and then we just put all the troops head on, spread out real wide. A couple of critters to stop those, to trigger those mines, and just kind of let the troops start moving. That flamethrower on the left side was doing so much work on me, so I had to throw some critters, but it was too late. By then, I had lost an entire group of rifles. Notice that one of my boats only has 9 rifles left. And then I had to keep on babysitting that laser beam, so I had to just keep on shocking it and throwing critters to distract it, which I hate. It's a waste of gunboat energy. I mean, you focus so much on the laser beam that all of the other defenses keep on shooting at you. So I don't like that part, but anyways, that's how this particular defense goes. And then once the gun goes down, and then I can finally start shocking the shot launchers, which probably are more problematic than the laser beam, if you ask me, especially when you have 2 of them shooting at you. At this point, not a lot of troops left. It's just kind of, hope for the best. I didn't have a lot of GBE. It cost 22 GBE for 1 more shot launcher, and there's still 2 shot launchers shooting at me, so that was quite a big issue. I don't know how the group on the left side actually managed to take down the shot launcher, but once it did that, then we were going to be a little bit luckier. There it goes, the first shot launcher. I flared straight to the second shot launcher, and I finished off the sniper tower with an artillery shot, which was lucky. And right after that, if that shot launcher had taken 1 more shot, I'm not sure I could have beaten it. But at this point, once they took it down, I think we were good. I just had to reflare a little bit to the bottom. Did I? Yes, there we go. We reflared to the bottom because that boom cannon and regular cannon were going to be out of range. So at this point, we were good. A minute and 57 seconds to go, and we had 11 Zookas shooting at the HQ. So I'll also skip this part a little bit. I really wish I could tell you accurately how much ice this base had. I feel like it was 3, but maybe it was 4 also. I'm not sure. We can absolutely know that there were at least 3 boosted ice, but judging by the difficulty, maybe it was 4 boosted ice. I can't remember. They're all behind the trees. Oh well. Anyways, I'm just glad the base came down. And he had a good amount of gold, 400,000 gold. And with that, we actually made it to 1,801 victory points, which was great. Now, the next base here, I don't really know how to read his name, I think. I'm not sure what that means. But this time we went with TRM, if you're noticing. So, regular attack with TRM. So, put down the rifles first to eat up all the shots from the boom cannon. And then we dump all of the GBE on the rocket shot launcher and boom cannon on the right side. Kind of let the troops just move in a little bit. We've only lost 1 tank at this point, so I was feeling pretty good. I didn't like the positioning of the shot launcher, boom cannon, and cannon up there, but there's nothing I can do about it. You just have to kind of manage around it. So I had to reflare and shock the boom cannon while I threw a pack of critters on those boom mines. Then flare straight to the boom cannon, hope that I could take him down before he does too much damage on us. And then from here on, let the tanks just clear a couple more defenses before we flare all the way to the back. The boom cannon on the back did take a good shot at us, but oh well. We still had a fair amount of tanks. I mean, most of our tanks actually. We only lost about 3 tanks so far. Thank God that sniper tower went down because of the range. I didn't want that thing just sniping at my tanks while I, waste so much time taking down the shield generator. Once the generator comes down and the radar goes down, then I flare right next to that machine gun. Fortunately, I still had all of my rifles alive, which is very important. And then from here on, I was feeling pretty confident. So I had a good amount of tanks. I just had to let that cannon do its thing. I didn't want to waste a shock on it. And then from here on, I was saving all my shocks, obviously, for the boom cannon. So there goes the first shock. And now we're moving on. We had a really good amount of tanks, so that was pretty good. I had to flare straight to the boom cannon to take it out of commission because I only had enough shock for 1 more. So I flared to the second boom cannon and then a shock there. How much ice did this base have? I think it's like 5 ice, maybe. I don't remember. We'll take a look in a little bit. And then once all the boom cannons come down, I throw a medkit on that flamethrower, obviously, and then just had to wait for the tanks to finish off all those defenses. Once they came down, then I flared them away from that sniper tower machine gun. And to a safe spot, and then from here on it's just a matter of time for the troops, for the tanks to finish off the HQ. So this base has 7 ice. There was 7 ice with 3 of them boosted, so still a lot of ice. But I was able to take him down with TRM on just 1 try, I believe it was. So it was a pretty good try. So this is another time when I meant. Actually, no, never mind. I was gonna say that I was gonna crop the video, but I didn't. I'm just gonna let it run. This will be the last attack. And with that being said, guys, with 1,800 victory points, and I think I made it as high as number 10 in the world. By the time you're watching this, I'm probably number 11. But you know what, guys? I have decided right now that I am going to end my victory point push. We will make it. I don't know what number this episode is going to be. I think it's like 96 or 97. So I think we're going to end this victory point push at episode 100. All right, guys. So stay tuned for that. That'll be done this Saturday. Today's what? 14. Saturday the 18th, I think it's going to be. All right. Oh, by the way, happy Valentine's Day to you guys if you're in the U.S. or anywhere that celebrates Valentine's Day. So hopefully you guys are doing something with your significant other. Sorry for that. All right. So I'll give you guys more information about when we're gonna stop our push in the next video, maybe. Hopefully, in the meantime, I hope you like this. I hope you like this particular video and the attacks. Leave me a comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time, guys. Until then, I'm Max115. See ya.